Hello friends, in today's class we are going to talk about the last example for SLR parser and see the requirement for CLR. Welcome back here, and this is the last example we are seeing for SLR, and in this example I'll also give you motivation that why should we move to the next parser, that is our CLR. Okay, so this is the grammar that I have written here, and we'll complete this. We'll design the collection part, and we'll complete the table also. Okay, so this is the grammar, and let's start building or constructing this LR0 collection for it. So it starts with this s dash derive dot s. Okay, dot is in front of s. All the production starting from s derive aa dot aa and s derive ba small c, s derive dc, s derive bda and a derive. Okay, so now these are the s production, and I'm putting a dot. Dot is terminal, but here it is a non-terminal, so I will also include a derive dot d. So this is my state, I0 state, and we'll start building our this collection part. So on input s, this will go to s derive s dot, and as usual single state 1. On input capital A, this will be s derive a dot a, and that is your I2. On input B, now be careful, on input B there are two occurrences of B. Okay, that will become s derive b dot ac, s derive b dot dA, and dot is in front of it, so a derive dot d. This is our I3 state. On input D, okay, on input D, this will become s derive d dot c, and there is another d, a derive d dot, and that state is our I4. So now here we can see that there can be some issues with this I4 state. Okay, now on input small a, this will become s derive a dot, and that state is I5. On input capital A, this will become s derive b a dot c, and that state is your I6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On input D, what we are having is s derive b d dot a and a derive d dot, both, and that give you I7. We're done this part, but again let me remind you that there may be some problem or conflicting with this. I8, okay, on input okay, on input C, this will become s derive dc dot, and that state is your I8. This I can write it over here. On input small c, this will become s derive b a c dot, and that state is I9. And finally this one I7 on input A, s derive b d a dot, and that state is your I10. So we are done. Any problem or any concern, state of concern? So in that case, this is the state of concern. Why? Because there is a shift and there is a reduction. This is the state of concern because I7 is a state of concern because there is a shift, there is a reduction. So we completed this one, and now let's fill the entries here. I0 on input SI1. Okay, so this is I1. On input capital A, I2. On input small b, this is I3. On input small b, I3. On input D, I4. On input D, I4. I1 is a special state, dollar accept. I2 on input small a, I5. I3 on input capital A, I3 on input capital A, I6. I3 on input D, I7. I3 on input D, I7. I4 is a shift and reduce. Reduce I'll come later, but on input C, I8. On input C, I8. I5 is a reduction, I'll come here later. I6 on input small c, I9. On input small c, I9. I7 on input A, I10. I7 on input A, I10. And I8 is a reduction entry, I'll come here. I9 is a reduction entry, I'll calculate. I10 is a reduction entry, I'll come here. I7 again, I'll come here in this case. So now we are left with reduction entries, and reductions are present where? Here there is a reduction, and here there is a reduction, here there is a reduction, there is a reduction here, there is a reduction here, there is a reduction here, there is a reduction over here. So okay, so quite few reductions. I1 you can leave. I5, so S derives capital A small a dot. So here we will calculate what? As usual, we will calculate follow symbol, and that will be follow of S. And follow of S is the dollar, so I will just number here that this is number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this number is this I5 is having a number as 1, and to I5 I will write in our dollar column, I will write here R1. Okay, so A dot R1 right here. Now the next is your I4. Let's talk about I4. Before that, I4, there is a reduction entry A derive A dot, and we'll calculate follow here. Okay, so follow of capital A we will see, and for A derive D dot. And follow of A is what? Follow of A is, there are two places we can calculate follow of A. One is this A followed by small a, and another place is A followed by C. So there are two places, and follow of A is nothing but in this case is A and C. So this production number R5 goes into two columns, that is in A column and C column. So I4 A column will consist of R5, production reduction by 5, and C column is also consist of R5. But there is already an entry, so now we have to write here R5. Okay, so this cell consists of two entries. Now let me just put in a circle that there is a two entry in this particular cell. So that's all for I4 state, and now we have I5, I6, I7 and I8. Okay, I8. So let's go to I8, and I8 is DC dot, and the number is 3. So I will write R3 in follow of S, which is nothing but dollar. So I will write here R3 in the dollar column. I9 is a I9 is consist of BAC dot, and that is R2, and that also goes into dollar column R2. And I10 is BDA dot, which is R4, and that also goes to dollar column R4. Now you can also identify that there is another reduction entry in I7. Okay, in I7 also there is a reduction entry. And again, a follow of A we have to calculate, and that is A and C. Okay, here also A derived D dot. So we have to calculate follow of A, and which is A and C. So we'll put this A derived D dot, which is R5, in A column and C column for I7. So I7 A column, already there is an entry, and we'll put another entry, and that will write here R5 reduced by fifth production. So there is again multiple entry. Okay, and in C column again I will write here R5. So now there is a two reduction entries are there. Okay, so there is a two reduction entries. Two places, sorry, not two reduction, two places, multiple entries are there. So there is a one place is this in I4, and another place is that there is an I7. So I4 and I7, there is a multiple entry, and we can say that this grammar, the given grammar, is not SLR. Okay, that was the primary motivation to find out whether the grammar is SLR, but this grammar is not SLR. Okay, so now what we have already seen few example of not SLR, reduce conflict, and here it's a clear violation of what we are getting here in this case is a SR conflict. Now if you look at this grammar, and this particular grammar here, it is already written. Okay, now if you look at this particular state I0, now why this A derived D? This is what I'm talking about, is some motivation behind this learning CLR. Why we are adding this production A derived D dot? The reason for adding A derived D dot. So the reason this A derived D dot is coming from this place. Okay, this place A derived D dot is coming. Why dot is in front of A? Capital A. But you notice here that A derived D dot is coming from this place. And here the follow symbol for this I0, the follow symbol here is only A. Okay, the place from where you are adding this thing is this, and here follow symbol is only A. Here you are not adding because of this capital A. So both capital A's are different here, and we are adding this A derived dot D because of this production, which is followed by only one symbol, which is A, not because of this A. Okay, and if you look at this one, S derived B dot AC, and again because of that I am adding this A derived dot D. This time dot is in front of this capital A, and here follow symbol for capital A is what? Here in this case the follow symbol is what? Is C. Okay, so now what is the idea behind CLR is at different instance. Okay, the idea behind the CLR is at different instant follow symbol may be different. Okay, what is the meaning of this statement? What is the meaning of this statement? At this instant follow is A, but we are considering both A and C. I am putting the entry in A column also and C column also. Here follow set is only C, but we are unnecessarily putting the entry in A column. Okay, so at different instant follow set may be different. SLR consider entire follow set for making the reduction. Okay, so that is the we can say that is a flaw with SLR, that it is considering the entire follow set, but here at this instant C is not in the follow set, and in this particular instance A will be not in the follow set. Okay, so follow set at the different instance may be different, and the next is your CLR or LR1 that do exactly the same thing. It maintain the follow set. It maintain the follow set for that particular instance. It is not consider this entirely, but maintain the follow set at that particular instant, for that particular instant. Okay, so that is the remedy of not remedy, but a move away step forward for understanding the next topic, that is your CLR or LR1. Okay, so that's all for this session. Thank you.